Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Daily Echo. I'm Lana.
And I'm Jake. Today's episode is about something we all experience being sick. We're going to share our own stories, talk about the symptoms we had, why we got ill, and how we finally recovered.
Yes, and I think this topic is very useful because when people study English, they want to know how to describe how they feel when they are unwell.
Absolutely. So grab a cup of tea, maybe with honey and lemon, and let's start. Lana, why don't you go first? When was the last time you were sick?
Oh, I remember it very clearly. It was last winter. It was freezing outside, like minus 10 degrees, but I thought, I don't need a hat or scarf. I'll just go quickly to the shop. Big mistake.
Huh, famous last words.
Exactly. The next day I felt fine, but 2 days later my throat started to hurt. At first it was just a little scratchy, but by the evening it was painful to swallow even water.
Ouch. A sore throat is the worst.
Yeah, it is. Then I started sneezing. My nose was runny and I couldn't stop coughing. I also had a headache that felt like heavy stone pressing on my forehead.
Did you check your temperature?
Yes, that evening I felt hot and sweaty, then suddenly very cold. I thought, okay, this is definitely a fever. I checked and it was 38.5 degrees Celsius.
So, not just a little cold.
No, it was a proper flu. The next morning I felt so weak I could hardly get out of the bed. Even standing up made me dizzy.
What did you do?
At first, I tried to keep working on my laptop, but I realized it was a terrible idea. My head was spinning and I couldn't concentrate. So I decided to rest. I stayed in bed with lots of blankets, drank hot tea with honey, lemon, and ginger, and took medicine for fever and cough.
Good plan?
My mom also told me to eat chicken soup. Honestly, I had no appetite, but I forced myself to eat a little. And it really helped. It warmed me up and gave me some energy.
I love chicken soup when I'm sick. It feels like medicine from the kitchen.
Exactly. After about 3 days, the fever went down, but the cough and sore throat stayed for almost a week. Every night I was coughing and I couldn't sleep properly.
That sounds miserable.
It was. But finally, after a week of rest, lots of tea and medicine, I felt normal again. And now I always wear a hat and a scarf in winter. Lesson learned.
Good. I'm glad you recovered.
Okay, now it's your turn, Jake. Tell us about a time you felt really sick.
All right. Mine is a summer story. 2 years ago, I went hiking with some friends. It was a hot day, about 32 degrees Celsius. But I thought, I'm strong. I don't need much water.
Oh no, I can already guess what happened.
Yeah, you're right. After about 2 hours of walking uphill, I felt weak. My head was heavy and I started to feel dizzy. At first, I thought, it's just the heat. But then my mouth became so dry and I realized I hadn't drunk water for almost 3 hours.
3 hours? Well, that's really dangerous.
Exactly. Soon I had a headache that felt like someone was squeezing my head. I also felt sick to my stomach, and after a while, I vomited.
It must have been scary.
It was. And then my leg muscles started cramping. I couldn't walk normally. My legs were stiff like wood.
What did your friends do?
Luckily, they had extra water and some salty snacks like crackers. They gave me water little by little, not too fast because that can make it worse. They also poured water on my head and neck to cool me down.
I'm glad you had some smart friends around.
Yeah, me too. After about 30 minutes in the shade, I felt a little better. But I was still weak for the rest of the day. I couldn't finish the hike. We slowly walked back down, and I rested at home with more water and light food.
How long did it take to recover completely?
Honestly, just one night. The next morning I felt okay again, but I promised myself I would never go hiking without enough water. Now I always carry two big bottles.
Good lesson. It's funny. I got sick in winter from the cold. You got sick in summer from the heat.
Yeah, different seasons, but the same problem. We didn't listen to our bodies.
True. And symptoms always give us signals. A sore throat, fever, dizziness, cramps, they are messages telling us to slow down and take care of ourselves.
Exactly. And many times, simple things help resting, drinking fluids, eating something light, and not pushing ourselves too hard.
And of course, if the symptoms are really bad, you should see a doctor.
Definitely. I was lucky with dehydration, but in some cases, it can be very dangerous.
You know, when I was sick, I had no appetite, but I kept watching cooking videos. I don't know why. I just sat there coughing, sneezing, watching people make chocolate cakes.
That's torture. Did you dream about eating a cake?
Yes, but I couldn't eat anything sweet. I just wanted soup and tea.
Hmm. I have a funny one too. When my legs were cramping, my friend started imitating a robot. He said, Jake 3000, the broken hiking robot. I was walking so stiffly, it looked ridiculous.
At least your friends made you laugh.
Yes, laughter was probably part of my recovery.
So, listeners, today we talked about times when we were sick, what symptoms we had, and how we got better.
The main lesson: listen to your body and take care of it. Rest, drink water, eat healthy food, and don't ignore symptoms.
And remember, scarves in winter,
And water in summer.
best advice ever. So, thanks for joining us on the Daily Echo. Stay healthy, and we'll see you in the next episode.